Hello, fans, and welcome to today's University of Chicago wrestling dual meet with the visiting Elmhurst College Blue Jays. We are about to do starting lineups currently on the mat. And we're doing the starting lineups right now. First at 125 will be Devin Richter for Chicago versus Elmhurst's Anthony Munoz. At 133 pounds, Chicago is represented by Adam Wyeth. He'll be taking on Carter Beebe. At 141 pounds, Elliot Henderson will face off against Matt Quigley from Elmhurst. 149, Chicago will have an open weight class there, will not field a competitor. For Elmhurst, it will be Blake Santee. At 157 pounds, Devin Range will wrestle for the Maroons. He will be taking on Nick DiNardo. At 165 pounds, Paul Paputzis for Chicago will face off against Sergio Lopez of Elmhurst. At 174 pounds, Chicago starter will be Nick Ferraro. He will take on Emmett McGovern. At 184 pounds, Ryan Walsh will be facing off against Bobby Schillinger from Elmhurst. At 197 pounds, David Gremling is slated to take on Luis Montoya. And at heavyweight, Mario Palmisano will be wrestling against Zach Urbanski. And the team captains are meeting at the center of the mat currently with the official. They're flipping for preference. The Maroons enter today's dual meet with a dual meet record of 5-3. They've won 5 straight duels. Elmhurst College enters with a record of 4-3 in dual meet competition so far this year. And here in our opening match of the day, Devin Richter for Chicago versus Anthony Munoz of Elmhurst. Richter enters this match with a season record of 9-5. He's a freshman for the Maroons. Most recently, he took 6th place at the Elmhurst Invitational just last weekend. Now Richter on the season has 6 pins to his credit, and all of them coming in the first period. And right there we could see how he's done it. And there he goes again. Make it number 7 for him. A quick pin by Richter. First period. 50 seconds in. He gets the pin over Anthony Munoz. That'll be 6 points for Chicago as they take a 6-0 lead right off the bat. In terms of the colors, Chicago in the maroon, Elmhurst in the blue, which means that Chicago, in terms of the referee colors, Chicago is red, Elmhurst is green for his indications on the mat. Now this next match, 133 pounds, Adam Wyeth versus Elmhurst junior Carter Beebe. Wyeth carries a record of 7-9 into today's match. He took 3rd place at the Elmhurst Invite this last weekend. He picked up 3 wins on the weekend at the Elmhurst Invite, including a second period pin. Wyeth's got the right leg on a takedown attempt. Trying to get to his feet. Good defense by Beebe, trying to keep him down. Wyeth gets him up, and then trying to control the other leg. Trying to leg sweep, and he's got it. Takedown for Wyeth. He takes a 2-0 lead. Wyeth trying to take control of the back, trying to break down his opponent, not let him build a base. Trying to get his weight on his back. Beebe's found his feet. Now just trying to break the hold. And he does. An escape. 2-1 here. Halfway through the first period, Wyeth with a 2-1 lead after his takedown, but then a subsequent escape by Beebe. Beebe trying to get his left hand right in Wyeth's face to set up his shot. Tries to do the single. Wyeth splays out quickly, thwarts it. Got the underhook on him. Trying to see if he can turn the corner. And the referee calls stalemate. Back to neutral position. Wyeth has won 5 of his last 6 matches. And the Maroons in general are riding a hot streak. As I mentioned before, they've won 5 straight dual meets. But Elmhurst will be one of their best opponents that they have faced so far this year. Elmhurst competing in the always competitive and tough College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, known as the CCIW. UChicago has 4 CCIW teams on their dual meet schedule this year. They opened the season against North Central College, located in Naperville. They've also faced off against Wheaton College already. Elmhurst is their 3rd CCIW team that they're facing this year. And the 4th one will be Augustana College, coming up in a dual meet on February 7th. And that brings an end to the first period. Wyeth holds a 2-1 lead for UChicago. Elmhurst defers. Wyeth chooses down for the second period. Hello again, fans. Sorry about the problems we just had. The stream probably cut out for you. We just had an accidental unplug on our power source, which knocked us offline for this rest of Adam Wyeth's match. But we are back. We're now at 141 pounds. Elliot Henderson for Chicago versus Matt Quigley of Elmhurst. Just to catch you up, Wyeth at 133 pounds for Chicago just won his match 6-1. And preceding him, Devin Richter at 125 pounds for Chicago defeated Anthony Munoz by fall in the first period. So Chicago currently has a 9-0 team score lead after 2 matches. This is our 3rd match, 141 pounds. Elliot Henderson for Chicago, Matt Quigley of Elmhurst. And Quigley gets the double for our takedown, 2 points. 2-0 after 1 minute here in the first period. Henderson escapes. 2-1 is now our score in favor of Elmhurst. We might have some blood time here for Quigley. And it looks like we do, as the trainer goes out to stop some blood for Quigley. Like we were saying before, this is the third CCIW team that Chicago is facing this year. They're facing 4 total on the season. They opened with North Central College. North Central won that meet 25-12 in the Ratner Center, where we are currently for this meet. Their second duel of the year was against Wheaton. That was a 30-13 win by the Thunder over the Maroons. But Chicago has caught fire lately in dual meet competition. They've won 5 in a row, starting with the Chicago Duels. Their second duel on January 3rd was against Manchester University. Chicago pulled out a 23-21 victory and then followed that up with a 30-21 win over Harper College during the Chicago Duels. They then traveled to the Lakeland Duels, where they took on MSOE, Lakeland, and Wisconsin Eau Claire, and won all 3. They beat MSOE 31-12 and then bested Lakeland 43-6, closing it out against Wisconsin Eau Claire, beating them 41-6. Last weekend, they took 5th out of 11 teams at the Elmhurst College Tournament. Sophomore Paul Paputzis and freshman Nick Ferraro both came away with weight class titles. Paputzis at 165 pounds and Ferraro at 174 pounds. And there's 1 minute left in the first period here for Henderson versus Quigley. Quigley still leading 2-1 after an extended blood time for Quigley. Quigley gets the right leg, but Henderson takes him off the mat, back to neutral at the center. Henderson is in his first year for the Maroons. Quigley, an experienced senior for the Blue Jays. Last weekend, Henderson competed at the Elmhurst Invite. And he went 2-2 on the weekend. And his 2 victories were big ones. He won by technical fall, 15-0 against his opponent from Triton. And then scored a major decision against Pedro Perez of Elmhurst, 10-2. And we're on to period number 2 between Henderson and Quigley. Quigley leads for Elmhurst 2-1. And he is down to start the second. A quick escape by Quigley. Right now he has 6 seconds worth of riding time and a 3-1 lead. In collegiate wrestling, if you accrue 1 minute of total riding time, you get an extra point at the end of the match. Riding time is a very important part of collegiate wrestling, especially in close matches. Henderson's deep on Quigley. Deep enough that Quigley was able to break his hold and then get him with reverse. That makes it 5-1 Quigley for Elmhurst. 1 minute left here in the second. He's trying to turn Henderson. Elmhurst right now is trailing 9-0 in the team score. And Quigley trying to turn Henderson still. Trying to get him to his back. 25 seconds left here in the second period. We are currently broadcasting from the Ratner Athletic Center here on the UChicago campus in Hyde Park. And that brings an end to the second period. And Elmhurst has a 5-1 lead in this match, entering the third and final 2-minute period. Quigley has a minute 21 of riding time, so he'll get an extra point for that if he maintains it. Henderson up quickly, and a quick escape makes it 5-2 in favor of Elmhurst. Quigley showed good aggression in the second period. Good job getting that reversal to build up some riding time for the last minute of the second. Henderson trying to make him work for his shot, see if he can counter. Keeps circling left. Quigley kind of slowly trying to keep his ground, and both wrestlers are off the mat. Neutral back to the center. Minute 8 left here in the third and final period. Elmhurst by 3 in this match, 5-2. With the riding time, that would put them up 4. And he goes in for the ankles, and he gets it. Makes it 7-2. 43 seconds left. They're looking for at least a major decision here, so he's going to try to see if he can get some near-fall points. In order to get that major decision and get an extra team point, Elmhurst would need to win by 8 points or more. With the riding time currently, they are up 6. So a near fall would get them that much closer to the major decision. But looks like he's low on time. And that'll do it. The buzzer sounds. And it is a regular decision victory for Matt Quigley of Elmhurst over Elliot Henderson. Final score, 7-2. 8-2 with the riding time point. UChicago now leads 9-3 in the team scores after 3 matches. Now, actually, it is now tied 9-9 due to the fact that Chicago did not field a 149-pound wrestler. So Blake Santee of Elmhurst wins the match via walkover. And the team score is now 9-9. We are now at 157 pounds. Devin Range, in his first action of the year for Chicago, is taking on Nick DiNardo of Elmhurst, and he scores the quick takedown early here in the first period. Range 2 years ago was a UAA conference champion at 157 pounds. Experienced wrestler. He's trying to see if he can get some extra points here, but Elmhurst slipping out, and both wrestlers go off the mat. Back to the center. DiNardo down. Range still with top position. Trying to build up that riding time. Cuts out the left leg. Now working the left arm. And he's trying to get that arm behind him to turn him. But DiNardo escapes from the grip, gets to the escape point. Now 2-1 range. Midway through the first period. Very close to his 1 minute of riding time to try to get that bonus point. So two grapplers head back to the center of the mat. Range using his left hand, trying to feel out the distance. Set his opponent up for a single shot. Oh, and now he's got, almost had the waist. The referee calls them that they went off the playing surface of the mat, and back to the center they go. Range has been the aggressor so far. Working to set up his shots. DiNardo trying to thwart him. Oh, DiNardo tries to get a little bit of a throw going. Almost backfired, though. Range had his back for a moment. But out of bounds they go. Seven seconds left. That'll probably be it for our first period of action. And there goes the buzzer. Range for Chicago leads 2-1 after the first period. And Elmhurst chooses down. Range on top, seeing if he can hold down DiNardo, build up some riding time. DiNardo gets his base. Range trying to put weight on him and put him forward. And almost a reversal, but now he's got him on his back. And that's the danger right there. You go for a reversal like that, and sometimes it can backfire. And Range very close to getting those shoulders down, but referee gives him the 2 near fall. And now Range is up 4-1. Now he's riding high above the hips. He's trying to wear his opponent down.
Work something.
See if he can get a turn, get some more near fall points. Possibly. So Range in very good position now, has 2 minutes worth of riding time built up. Referee calls stalemate, as neither wrestler was able to get much going right there. So rather than let them sit there for much longer without much action, referee calls stalemate back to the center. Range with top position for Chicago. DiNardo gets his base again, and he gets the escape this time. Score is 4-2. Chicago leads here at 157 pounds. Devin Range versus Nick DiNardo. DiNardo gets the right leg, but as he tries to pull him down, Range takes a good angle and just gets his back. Gets the takedown, and it looks like we have injury time for Elmhurst. On the takedown, it looks like DiNardo went face first into the mat. And he now takes some injury time with the takedown here in the second period. Devin Range for Chicago leads 6-2 with 26 seconds remaining here in the second period. He has 2 minutes and 21 seconds worth of riding time that he is currently working on. And if he holds on for a few more seconds, he will have a guaranteed riding time point due to the fact that the third period is only 2 minutes. Well, actually, I should say not guaranteed. If it goes under a minute, it is not a guaranteed point. So Elmhurst could, in that third period, be able to get a takedown or reverse and try to cut into that riding time bonus. And Elmhurst was given top position on that one. But reversal by Range. Well, initially, but doesn't look. Oh. The reversal gets reversed again. Elmhurst maintains control. 5 seconds left in the period. He's going to hang on for all he's worth. And that brings an end to the second period. 6-2, Chicago leads. And the time clock is wrong currently. They're trying to fix that. And now we have the correct time, 2 minutes for the third period of action. Chicago leads 6-2 here at 157 pounds. Range has been the aggressor the entire match. Has done some good riding. The all-important third period. This is where fitness in wrestling is so key. Getting that 6th and 7th minutes of a match. Those are the toughest minutes to have after going all out for the previous 5. DiNardo has the double underhook. He's trying to get a throw a little bit on Range, but they both go out of bounds. Back to neutral. Yeah, DiNardo is now pulling up the aggression because he knows he needs these points. And Range, you know, this is his first action of the year, so he will not be in the kind of fitness that a wrestler who has been going all year so far will have been in. And DiNardo working hard on that arm. And Range trying to reverse. Still neutral, though. No points scored on either side, and it looks like they might be stuck where they are right now. And yes, he calls a stalemate. DiNardo looked like he almost got Range on his back with the arm takedown. And then Range almost flipped him back on his back. And both wrestlers visibly tired. Only 16 seconds remaining here in the final period. And Range tries to spin on him. Gets the left leg, but DiNardo heavy on his head. And that will do it for the match. Final score with the riding time point for Range, 7-2 victory for Chicago. A 7-2 decision makes the score 12-9 in favor of Chicago. And now we have our 165-pound match between Paul Papoutsis for Chicago. And Sergio Lopez, a junior for Elmhurst. Paputzis is a sophomore. Last year he was UAA Rookie of the Year and a UAA champion at 165 pounds. Lopez going for the ankles. He is thwarted by Paul's defense. Paputzis is one of the team's leaders in victories. He has a 14-3 record on the year. He's had a very good year. He's riding a 5-match win streak. Last weekend he won the Elmhurst Invite at 165 pounds. He defeated Greg Jaquez of Harper College in overtime, 7-5 in the sudden victory overtime period in the final of the Elmhurst Invite. Along the way, he also got a second period pin in his opening match and then a major decision. Paputzis really came on last year as a freshman after losing some very close matches against very good competition in the first half of last season. Second half, he came around, started winning some big matches for the Maroons, and has carried that momentum into his sophomore year. Very fit wrestler at 165. Definitely one of his strengths is his fitness. He gets the right leg, gets in deep on the thigh. Trying to get that second leg for the takedown. Trying to get that trip. He gets him on the floor now. Can he control? And he does. And he's got his back. Lopez trying desperately to keep him from getting the shoulders down, but he looks like he might have it. He's going to get near fall points at the minimum. And Lopez wriggles out from a pin, but he gives up a takedown plus 3 near fall points. That means Paputzis goes up 5-0 here in the first period. 30 seconds left. Very well done by Paputzis there. Lopez had tried to wriggle out of that takedown and instead went belly to belly. And Paul just put him on his back, but wasn't able to get the shoulders down for the pin. But he did get the 3 near fall. And that brings an end to the first period. 5-0. Paputzis is ahead for Chicago over Lopez of Elmhurst. And Chicago chooses down. Lopez now trying to use his weight to try to get some of this riding time back. Paputzis had almost 1 minute of riding time from that first period, but now Lopez trying to cut into it. And he's really high on Paul's back right now, so he's going to try to slip him. And now he's got Lopez's left arm, trying to see if he can reverse. He's trying to shift his hips, trying to reverse that position. Trying to shake him off that right arm to try to get that reversal. And he's almost there. And there it is. He's got control, gets the reversal, now going for near fall. So he gets the reversal for 2 points, and then the referee calls a 2 near fall for that near pin. So 4 total points for Paputzis. He now leads 9-0 with 45 seconds remaining in the second period of this 165-pound match. Now Paul working hard, rolls over, trying to get his back, trying to get those shoulders down. Paul has 2 victories via fall so far this year out of his 14. And it looks like he's about to get some more near fall right here. And he will get the 3 near fall at least. And he does. 3 near fall points. 8 seconds remaining. He is now up 12-0. And that will bring an end to the second period. Chicago leads 12-0. He has 1:15 of riding time. Elmhurst chooses neutral for this third period. So with the riding time advantage that he currently owns, Papucis has a 13-point lead if all things stay equal. If he gets 2 more points, he will get a technical fall victory. If he gets 2 points without Elmhurst scoring. And it looks like he's got the takedown. Controlled both legs. They give him the takedown. It is now 14-0. 1:19 left here in the third period, and he's going for the tech. So he wants that takedown. He lets him up for the escape, but he needs 1 more takedown right here to get the technical fall victory, which will get an extra bonus point. And there it is. That's the technical fall with the takedown on Lopez's shot. Final score, 17-1, the technical fall victory with the riding point. Big win for Chicago right there. So that technical fall is worth 5 team points. That puts Chicago ahead 17-9 in the team scoring. And now we go to 174 pounds, freshman Nick Ferraro for Chicago. For Elmhurst, his opponent is Emmett McGovern. Ferraro currently leads the team in victories this year. He has a record overall of 20 wins versus 8 losses. He has won 8 straight matches. He's riding a good hot streak right now. He most recently took the 174-pound title at the Elmhurst College Invite last weekend. And for his efforts in winning the Elmhurst Invite, he was named UAA Wrestler of the Week on Monday. So that a very impressive freshman campaign. He's also a member of the Chicago football team. He is a kicker and punter. And Ferraro going for the double, and he got him, but he wasn't able to maintain control to the mat. So no points, despite a dramatic double leg takedown there, but he just couldn't maintain it to the ground. So Ferraro on the edge of the match, end of the mat, trying to look for his offense. Out of bounds. 2 grapplers are back to the middle of the mat. Ferraro's chasing McGovern there for the potential takedown. McGovern slipped him. Chicago's coaches wanted a stalling call on that. Both wrestlers showing some good quickness. Ferraro gets the single on the right leg. Now just trying to get back up. Trying to bring McGovern up with him, but loses his grip. Back to neutral. And Ferraro, right at the edge of the mat, gets the takedown and a near fall, keeps his left foot in right at the edge of the mat. And now he's trying for the pin. But that's the end of the period. So no pin, but he gets the takedown plus 3 near fall points right at the end of the period. He takes a 5-0 lead entering the second period. In the second period, Elmhurst chooses down. Ferraro on top, trying to get that riding time. Trying to ride him high on his back. Trying to break his opponent down. Good balance by McGovern, not giving in to all that weight high on his back. Ferraro just trying to rip his hands out, but strong lower body for McGovern prevents him. Referee calls stalemate. Ferraro back in top position. And he wheelbarrows him down. Gets that left ankle. Puts him forward. McGovern seeking to build his base again. Oh, and Ferraro. Good job utilizing his hips. Just got a 3 near fall right there. And he's got him behind the shoulders. Trying for that pin. And it looks like another 2 near fall was credited to Ferraro, but then McGovern there gets the escape for his first points of the match. First point of the match, I should say. Ferraro leads 10-1, 30 seconds remaining in the second period. He has a minute 39 of riding time built up. Ferraro showing some very good riding skills on top. Turning his opponent for near fall points. Both wrestlers go off the mat. Back to neutral. 10 seconds left. And that does it for the second period. We come to the third and final period for Ferraro with a 10-1 lead for the Chicago freshman. He chooses down. Wants to get his escape point right away. He does not make a quick move, just trying to feel out what his opponent is trying to do. But he's got his legs under him. McGovern pulls him back down. Ferraro taking his time, trying to build his base. McGovern trying to be active, not let him. And he's got to his feet. See if he can break the grip. And he does. Escape point for Ferraro. Chicago leads 11-1. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the third and final period. And he gets the right leg. And he's trying to bring him down. He's got the left ankle. But does the referee think he has control? He does not. Loses the left ankle. And the referee calls out of bounds. 46 seconds remaining in the match. 11-1. Ferraro leads. At this point in the match, just want to avoid any major mistakes. Don't want to get put on your back with a 10-point lead. Out of bounds, back to the center. 9 seconds remaining. And they're going to play out the string. Ferraro playing defense. And that's the match. Ferraro wins a major decision, 11-1. So that will give Chicago 4 more team points. They now lead Elmhurst 21-9 with 3 weight classes remaining. So that's a very important win, and then the major gives them the extra bonus point. And now we are at 184 pounds. Ryan Walsh versus Bobby Schillinger. Walsh has been a regular contributor this year at 197 and 184 pounds. And Schillinger goes in hard and gets the takedown. Now he's trying to get his back, and he does. Will he be able to finish it? Walsh working hard, trying to arch his back. Does not want to give up that pin. Walsh using every bit of his might to try to avoid a pin right here. Schillinger just holding him for that near fall. And he escapes. Oh, and then Schillinger relaxed for a second, almost thinking that the referee had called time, and Walsh goes flying in, going for a double. Schillinger does just enough not to get scored on. And now they're going to call the out of bounds. Walsh just working every bit of his might to not get pinned right there. Schillinger doing a great job on that takedown and then near fall. So Schillinger got the takedown, scored a 3-point near fall. Walsh eventually escaped. The score is 5-1 Elmhurst here in the first period. 54 seconds remaining in the first period. Schillinger gets the left leg. He's got the waist, takes him down. 7-1 Elmhurst. Schillinger is showing very good power. Some good quickness on his takedowns. Schillinger trying to turn him again. And he's got his hands locked. That's time. The first period runs out before Walsh could score. 7-1, Schillinger of Elmhurst leads. We head to the second period. Walsh is down. Schillinger takes top position over the left shoulder. And at this point, Chicago holds a 12-point lead in the match score for the team scoring. With 3 matches left, if Chicago can win one of them, they will assure themselves a victory. Schillinger doing a fine job riding, building up his riding time bonus. Minute 10 left in the second period. Elmhurst leads this match at 184 pounds, 7-1. Schillinger's got Walsh's left arm. Trying to get a turn going. And we got a stalling call. Oh, and he got the turn. He got under Walsh's shoulder, going for the pin. Walsh working hard, twisting, trying to twist away. And so Schillinger scores the 3-point near fall, and then Walsh doing a really good job on a reversal, and then Schillinger reverses him right back with a near fall. And there goes the buzzer for the second period. Scoreboard currently says 12-1. Schillinger has a lead. I'm not sure, though, if that is correct. I'm not sure if Walsh got credited for his reversal that he scored. Referee goes over to talk to the scorer's table right now. But the score stays the same. Apparently, they did not credit him for a reversal during that sequence. So we start the third period, 2 minutes left. The final 2 minutes of the match, barring any overtime. Walsh was out of his grasp, but both wrestlers went off the mat. So Schillinger keeps top position. He has an 11-point lead, plus close to 4 minutes of riding time. Ostensibly gives him a 12-point lead. And he's got him hooked in, going for that pin again. Gets the cradle. And he's very close to getting that pin. He's got that cradle locked in. Got it locked in, but Walsh just fighting it. Fighting it for all he's worth. Not giving up that shoulder. And that's a 3 near fall. Makes it 15-1 with 1 minute remaining. So he could get the technical fall. he would have it right now with the riding time point. .32 seconds remaining in the third and final period. Schillinger doing a great job riding and then scoring off the near falls. .14 seconds left. Five seconds. That's probably going to be all she wrote. Final score, 16-1 with the riding point. That's going to be a technical fall victory for Elmhurst's Bobby Schillinger. So that makes the score 21-14 in favor of University of Chicago in the team scoring. We move on to the second to last match. 197 pounds. David Gremling is facing off against Luis Montoya. Now, if the Maroons win this match or the heavyweight match, they will secure a team victory. And Elmhurst would really like to steal this match if they could. They've trailed the whole time. Gremling brings a 12-9 or 12-9 record into today's match. For much of the first half of the season, he was wrestling at heavyweight, but he has now switched spots with Mario Palmisano, and he is now down to 197 pounds, while Palmisano has moved up to heavyweight for the first time in his career. Gremling gets high on that left arm, trying to get around. Out of bounds. Back to center. Four of Gremling's 12 wins this year have been via pin. With 3 of those pins coming at heavyweight. Montoya gets the right leg, but they call out of bounds. No advantage. Elmhurst has traditionally been a very strong team over the years. Just a few years ago, they finished second in the country at the NCAA championships. And that year, head coach Steve Marinetti was named NCAA Division III Coach of the Year, as he had multiple national champions. Really a banner year for Elmhurst wrestling. A culmination to some very good teams that they've fielded. And that brings an end to the first period. Score is tied 0-0 of this 197-pound match between Gremling and Montoya. Montoya chooses down. Second period about to be underway. Gremling goes high on his back, trying to break down his hands. And he does. Using his weight to good advantage. Trying to get under the arms. Steve Marinetti is the head coach for Elmhurst. This is his 13th year at Elmhurst. He's one of the most decorated wrestlers in the University of Illinois' record books. He was a 3-time All-American and a national champion his senior year. One of the I do believe he is the second all-time leader in victories in University of Illinois history. And Chicago head coach Leo Coker, shares some Big Ten ties with him. Coach Coker was a Northwestern University graduate and was a standout wrestler in his time. And Montoya doing a very good job getting high, or getting under him, and getting the reversal, and now he's getting near fall on Gremling. Gremling's in trouble. Montoya working that arm. Very close to a pin right here. Seeing if he can stretch out that arm enough to get the shoulders down. This is a huge point right here. Because if Elmhurst gets this, they could. It'll all come down to the heavyweight match. All right, but they initially called pin, but no pin as time ran out here in the second period, right before he indicated the pin. So that's 2 points plus a 3 near fall. So the score should be 5-0 in favor of Elmhurst. That's what it looks like. Some conversation about whether the pin happened in time, since it was basically a photo finish there between if he pinned him and if the time expired. But the referee says no pin. Gives the 3 near fall points instead to Montoya. Montoya leads 5-0 entering the third and final period. Chicago dodging a bullet right there. Now it comes down to this third period. Gremling needing to make up ground. The team of Elmhurst's quality, very capable of coming back and winning matches like this. Both teams very evenly matched, all told. There have been some lopsided scores today, but in terms of overall strength, very even teams. Montoya scores the takedown. And really, Montoya really wants to go for a pin if he can. Just because of, right now, Chicago leads by 7 points in the team scores. So if he scores a major decision, but then at heavyweight, if Elmhurst only scores a regular decision, it means this overall team score would be tied. So Montoya wants a pin in order to set up a winner-take-all heavyweight match. Riding high, Gremling just trying to trying to make sure that he doesn't give up more points. And maybe even trying to get a reversal here. Both wrestlers looking tired. 38 seconds remaining. 7-0 is the score. Elmhurst leads. And there will not be enough time for a riding time point. So this could just be a regular decision if Gremling hangs on for 13 more seconds, which would be huge. Three seconds, and that's going to do it. 7-0 is the final score. Montoya wins for Elmhurst. Decision victory gets them 3 team points. And the score is now Chicago 21, Elmhurst 17. And we are now headed to the final match of the day, the heavyweights. Mario Palmisano for Chicago versus Elmhurst, Zach Urbanski. And if Palmisano can get any kind of victory right here, whether it be decision, major decision, technical fall, or pin, that'll be it. Chicago will get the win. At this point, with a 4-point team deficit, Elmhurst would need to score a major decision at minimum. Urbanski trying to get those double underhooks on Palmisano, and he does. Throws him, gets the 2 takedown points. Kept his toes in. So Elmhurst takes the 2-0 lead. Now Palmisano for his entire career has wrestled at 197 pounds. He is a new convert to heavyweight. He has wrestled 10 matches at heavyweight so far this year, and he has a 9-1 record in those matches with 4 pins. So he's been very impressive in his move up in the weight classes. And really, he'll be one of the lightest heavyweights out there, considering how long he's been at 197. But what he utilizes is his quickness and technique in order to score, to try to give him an advantage over some of the bigger heavyweights. Minute 50 left here in the first period. After Palmisano had scored his escape earlier, the score is 2-1 in favor of Urbanski. And heavyweights is always a very interesting match to watch because it can usually involve very different styles depending on the size of the wrestler. Sometimes it's about brute force, and sometimes it's just about having better technique. Urbanski, not one of the biggest heavyweights you'll see out there either. He has good size, though, good height. He's shown some very good power here against Palmisano. Palmisano right now is wrestling with a protective mask from a facial injury that he suffered earlier. That is not uncommon in wrestling, to be wrestling with a facial guard if you've had any kind of injury to your face. And Urbanski gets the throw. He's trying for the pin, but no, does not get it. Instead, he gets the takedown plus the 3 near fall. Very close call there. He now takes a 7-1 lead late here in the first period. If he gets that pin, that's a win for Elmhurst. So Paul Masano avoided that. It is now 7-1, 3 seconds left. And that does it for the first period. Urbanski leads 7-1. Now if Elmhurst scores an 8-point major decision, that ties the match. If they score a technical foul or a pin, they will win. Second period, Paul Masano down. Good job escaping. He gets the escape points. Now belly to belly. Who's gonna come out? Both wrestlers trying to throw the other. Neither were successful. Now they're working hard. Still in close on each other. Paul Masano has had a standout senior campaign. He has a record of 14-2. He's pretty much been a 4-year starter. He's been a crucial point scorer for the Maroons all throughout his career. And in this match right here, trailing 7-2 here in the second period, 1 minute remaining in the second period. At this point, Paul Masano probably just wants to remain solid, not take any bad chances, any chances that are unnecessary, just because if Elmhurst wins just by a regular decision, they will not win this match. And Paul Masano has the legs, and that's a takedown. And he's going for the near fall. So he scores the takedown, scores 2 near fall points, and the fortunes just reversed right there. That was a huge sequence right there for Paul Masano. He just made up 4 points right there. 7 seconds left here in the second period. And that'll do it for the second period. Urbanski still leads 7-6. Riding time right now is just 12 seconds for Urbanski, so negligible. Urbanski chooses down. Or, actually, Urbanski chooses down, but Paul Masano indicates that he wants neutral. Therefore, Urbanski gets the escape point. He now leads 8-6. And now we're here in our third and final period, 1:50 left. This is for the match. Paul Masano, if he stays solid, does not give up a major decision, or scores a victory himself, the Maroons will win the match. Paul Masano right now clearly has the momentum. Urbanski goes in. Paul Masano goes low on him, scores a takedown. That was an instantaneous kind of takedown where both wrestlers went in simultaneously. Urbanski going in a split second faster, and Paul Masano ducks him, gets the leg, quick takedown. It is now tied. It's 8-8. 52 seconds remaining in the third and final period. Score is tied. And Paul Masano lets him up. He does not want to risk reversals. He wants takedowns. And there he got it. Paul Masano is now up 10-9. 30 seconds. The crowd very pumped up about what's transpiring right now. Paul Masano up 10-9, 23 seconds remaining. If he can hold Urbanski down for 20 seconds, the match will be over. Seven seconds, just holding him down. And that might do it. 2-1, and that's it. 10-9, Palmisano pulls out the victory. Huge victory for Palmisano. Gives the Maroons a 24-17 victory over Elmhurst in the overall team score. That'll do it, folks. Final score 24-17. Chicago is the victor over Elmhurst. A lot of exciting matches, especially that last one, to decide the duel overall. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and go Maroons.